cool. I'm going to try to do some quick reactions to the anime community, especially the One Piece community, because they have a really cool Reddit. I have to say, shout out to the One Piece community with their W Reddit community. Oh, now I'm live again. What the fuck? So my first 100 time being live for sure, but no motion. But yeah, as the once famous man said, no motion is better than slow motion is better than no motion. Something like that. Something like that. Something smart. But we're going to go to Reddit and just see what's happening. God Valley is nearing its end. God Valley is reaching its climax. How will the incident revolve? So I really think we shouldn't see anything about God Valley for now. I feel like God Valley will be OD for anyone, really. OD because I think Cole just made a video about God Valley suffering from success, which is quite something that's true. God Valley is suffering from success because I didn't think we'd look at characters such as Kaido this bad. Official help of anime designs. Now that's something to react to. Now they really look neat, you know. Seeing them from the anime was robbing us of all the story. But look at Usopp and Tony Chopper. It's really dope. The Straw Hat Pirates, like the group, you can't help but love these guys. So Usopp character arc is still coming. I don't think we will have any time for a character arc. There won't be any time for character arcs. There's no way something like that is happening. Absolutely no way. There is no way Usopp is having a character arc in this. No way. So, mad respect to the double pager. This double page for me is overrated. I don't wanna lie. It is really overrated because for me there's a lot of annoying aspects towards this double page. The endless reach and power of Emo, because how can you nerf Emo at this point? It's quite hard. But Rocks and Whitebeard, I love to see those guys together. I have to say, these guys are quite the pair. And you know what Whitebeard says in this panel itself, that he owes he owes Zebek a tab. He's always drinking on his tab. It's like I I need to find ways to annoy Zebek. It's that type of friendship that I need to find a way to annoy you, which is quite something for me to see. But yeah, One Piece has been honorable. I don't wanna lie. Yeah, we've been on a roll. We've been on a roll. It's been a crazy few months, I have to say. Crazy few months. And then let's see what else. Oh, the Sun God Nika. When you thought the Sun God Nika was being blown out of proportion, you get to see that Imu has revealed maybe his final form, but Imu looks so neat in such a way that you need Gear 5. I don't think there is a logical way to stop Imu at this point. You can't. There's no absolute logic that can defeat the monster of God Valley or the world, as they say it in Zebek's word. But yeah, it's been an epic debut for Gear 5. I was impressed seeing it from what's this? Egghead Island. It just shows that it's here to stay. We are here to stay when it comes to Gear 5. Oh my god. Now, this is one of the most misinterpreted panels out there to exist, because tell me, why do people think just out of this character, Gap is the strongest? From one panel they just think Gap is the strongest because in this situation we are here for treasure, not for Gap. Gap is the last thing we wanna deal with. These guys weren't even fighting with God Knights, which I thought was going to happen. You know, if there was something that was going to happen, it was supposed to be the Rocks Pirates versus the God Knights, but we only had Rocks versus the God Knights, which is something that's insane. You know. Rocks is a very strong man. I would hate to be on the opposite side of Rox's team. I think Rox is going to be one of the most fearsome characters at the end of this chapter. What hair color do you think Rox Dizzyback should have? I think the black and white would hit different, but the red too. But the black and white would absolutely hit different. But I see him having black hair because of how Teach's hair came out. Unless Teach dyed his hair. But it seems like Teach had black hair from a very young age. Since it's basically confirmed that the Admiral Zebek killed was Againu's father, how will these two interact? How sure are these guys? I know that there's a admiral that Rox killed, but it can't be Againu's father. That's a reach. I have to say, I don't believe that. I'll have to say it before I even believe it. I really have to say it before I believe it. I would like to say it before believing it. Oh my mouse! But I'm the one whom Dragon saved Luffy twice. Nah, it's not even twice at this point. Dragon saved Luffy multiple times. Oh, that sound is annoying. That sound is annoying. Like to think all of this is Dragon's work. The reason why we have the Shanks that we know today is all because of Dragon, basically. So we have to give a shout out to Dragon when credit is due because all of this has to be Dragon. No one else would have thought something like this was even possible. Like the leader of the Revolutionary Army having ties with pirates. You know, I thought the only tie with pirates that he has to be who's this guy? Uh, who is this? Shanks, something like that. Not even Shanks, but Luffy, who is his son. Damn it. Because this is really sad now that Ace is dead. I just hope we could have found ways to save Ace at this point. The story is quite a bit sad without Ace. Sad. 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 Oh my god. Borsellino. Well, if you've got time to waste doubting me, come and see yourself. You damn ingrate. People are hyped about this panel, and for me, it's just a weak man here. Borsellino has been very weak for a very long time, I have to say. A guy who has been very being pushy towards this guy for a very long time. So do I get to praise him now? No praise for Borsellino. Borsellino is one of the worst admirals to ever exist. Like imagine being one of the longest serving admirals and you have Fujitora who comes in and just overtakes you when it comes to being a good guy or just being a serving marine. Ura Marines. Oh, Dory and Brogy, how the mighty have fallen. To think these guys have turned into absolute monsters, turned into puppets, Emu's puppets. It's quite sad eventually. But Imu has done a number on us, because Elbaf is going to be a really hard arc, Rejoicing and yo Tariq, what up, poison? What up, Tariq? Right now we're just rejoicing when it comes to yo, yo. There's a test match, South Africa versus Pakistan. Really, really. Maybe we'll react to the highlights. But for sure, Dede's beating you up, guys. South Africa is coming out on top. But all of this because of an evil mom and a very cool kid. Loki has to be one of the best kids or the best characters ever in One Piece. Look at this guy. He's massive. Even in the panel, he's still massive, dog. Like, oh my god. How surprised Stitch will be to meet you, boy. Stitch will be very impressed with Loki. It will go by 5 days. Yeah, but if the weather interrupts the game, cricket and weather, it's very strict. It's not like football where you can have a raining match, something like that. But if there are complications when it comes to weather, then we are cooked. It's interesting that Harold never once wielded Ragnar, even though it's this legendary and powerful weapon. Why do you think that is? Who cares about Harold at this point? Just have to go back. Let the old people get old. What's this tier list about? I'm confused. Final Saga matchups. So, the Emo matchups, the Luffy matchups. Dragon. Dragon versus Figureland is not the biggest problem right now. It's Dragon versus Shamrock. And then Shanks versus Shamrock would be an insane matchup, I have to say. It would be very much insane. And then you have, oh my god, Loki versus Shamrock, the revenge matchup. It will happen, I believe, because these guys will be going against the world government, so it will happen. That's one of the matchups that's most likely to happen. But Loki versus Saint Wakuru or an elder, obviously it will happen too. And then you have Sanji versus Crocodile. Nah, that would be an insane matchup. That's low-key and underrated fight because people would be like, Crocodile is just a warlord. Remember, Mihawk was a warlord too. Shut up. At this point, you need to shut up. And then Zoro versus, is that the horse Gorosei? Nah, it seems to be a Grim Reaper or something like that. Oh yeah, it is the Gorosei who looks like a horse. And then it's Mihawk, of course. And then it's Shiryu. Shiryu. Nah, Shiryu is a tight matchup. I don't wanna lie. Zoro versus Shiryu would be insane. Kuzan versus Kobe. If there is a time where we see people communicate with their fists in One Piece, I think it has to be Kobe and Kuzan. But Kuzan versus Teach, I don't think Kuzan is going to flip the board when it comes to Teach. I think Kuzan will try to lead justice when it comes to Teach's world. I think Kuzan will get to be a fleet admiral at the end. But Teach will be ruling then. Shamrock, it's Shanks and Loki. Nah. Shamrock and Shanks will be a very interesting fight. A lot we can do besides that. But Dragon, nah, not interested in that. Sabu. Who is Sabu faced up with? Is that Katakuri? Oh, it's Green Bull and Saint Wakuri. No, that's tough. But I feel like Sabo and Fujitora would go harder. Sabo has more fights to focus on, especially when it comes to the God Knights. Sabo versus Shamrock, that would be a fight. I would pay for that movie. What's up, Oratiachi? What up, boy? And then we have Dragon versus Emu. Hmm. Dragon versus Emu. Not much expected. I think Dragon might die before he reaches that goal. Shanks. Now these fights are pretty much alright. What's up already, the boys? It's been a fucking long time. But yeah, I'm back live, boys. Yesterday was I live? No, I wasn't. Or it was a power cut, load shedding or something like that. South Africa is the best service providers, You have, boys. Emu or Saint Certain. Domi Whitebeard, Domi Kide rocks. Oh no. 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 This can't happen. I'm sure of it. Why? Zoro versus Shiru, does anyone really want to see that? Zoro versus Shiru, it's just those crews are going to fight at the end of the day. We just have to face it that it might happen that the Striped Pirates and the Blackbeard Pirates meet. And you cannot have a conversation before squabbling up. First, you gotta fight, then you share a few cups of sake. Some notable differences between TCB and Viz. Let's check this out because I haven't read the official chapter yet, as of yet. But Zoro versus Shiryu is happening, I believe. Don't let those pirates leave the island. Drive those pirates off the island. Oh, it's a slight miscommunication, I have to say. It's nothing major. Everything's like that's where the treasure is. There's treasure, but you wanna go the other way. Nah. Primary prize treasure, prize storeroom 1. Secondary prize treasury. Treasure. It's treasury. Prize storeroom 2. What the fuck? Do we always rather Zoro and Sanji 2v1 Kuzan? Nah, I think that would be overkill. There's no reason for them to take Kuzani on like that. Ooh, let me go visit the Kagurabachi. Because Kagurabachi has been too. And we go see the Kagurabachi and see what the community is like. Oh, there's a fucking new chapter. I don't care. Even if I get a copy for this one, it's fine. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm doing it. There is a fucking new chapter for Kagurabachi. Oh my god. Look at this mouse. It's just embarrassing me at this point. October 12th. No, it's not a new chapter. Oh, new chapter is coming in 4 days. Nah. Got me hyped for no reason. No, it's October. I'm the one who's tripping. And uh, the future of Kagurabachi looks quite interesting to me, I have to say. Oh my fucking god, this mouse. Oh, was it? Yes. Nah, sometimes kunokushisa ngendlela unreasonable, bro. It is fucking unnecessary for it to be so. Mhm. So, Freddy, did I say about what did I say about Azam? Remember, I told you about Azam. Come on with the mouse. Nah, dog, the mouse is teaching. I think it's the sensor. It's fucked up. But yeah, dog, Kagurabachi has been insane. And the fact that Azami is holding his own against the blade or someone who's using the power of the blade user is insane. Is insane. But this chapter has to be really, really insane, I have to say. I really believe in this chapter. Oh my god. But Azami is really living up to the reputation, I have to say. You know. Oh, mouse. Yo. Jesu Christ. Kumele ngenze njani? Ngisacrifice imbuzi. As in. Fine. I need a master's degree to. Oh, this panel is insane. Oh, woo. Yeah, yeah. As in, akekho umuntu ongibhadalayo for sonke le stress engidlula kusona. Hayi abangibhadali abantu labo. Fuck. Even not. Oh, and he's using powers that were meant to heal people to fight. The powers of the strongest enchanted blade. So you're telling me that these abilities that this guy is using are just healer's ability? Nah, dog. Look at this panel or this cover art from Kaguraba. Buying the blade really, really, really. As to why would you want a blade that can destroy the world? It doesn't make any sense. It really, really doesn't make any sense. Any sense. But this guy is just he's different, isn't he? You know, I would have to understand his reasons sometime, but the way he's eyeing that blade, dog, it's quite insane. So Kamunabi headquarters is surrounded by a force field that repels anyone who isn't Kamunabi. That strong, immense force field derives from natural forces, the magic inscriptions covering the enormous subterranean edifice convert the earth's heat into spirit, supplying it into supplying it to the building's interior. Like now you're screwed, you know. Now I'm wondering what Shiba can do. Oh my god. Shiba too. Because Shiba is also has been said to be equals to Azami when it comes to pure strength. You know, has been really bad. You know, because it doesn't look like a lot of people betrayed the Kamunabi. And this is not a very good look, I have to say. Spirit energy is life force. It must be associated with a human and channeled through a person's will to become sorcery. Oh, so it all depends on the person's will. So this guy has to be the strongest sorcery user out there. What do you think? Because if everything depends on pure will only, this guy has to be the strongest sorcery user out there in this verse. You know, this man is able to control the blade. Okay, it's not even the full power of the blade, but he's controlling some of the blade's power. A blade that can destroy the world, which is why it's insane, dog. Yeah, it's insane. But so the boy just said Chiro and Samura are here. Watch the Hishaku get the sword saint before Chihiro and Samura get inside. No, that would be the worst case scenario. No, because if Chihiro and Samura are outside and they can't enter because they are not registered as part of the Kamunabi, now that's oh Jesus Christ. Mouse was a journey. I turn the attention. But if they get the blade before Chihiro and who is this Samura arrive, I think that's the worst case scenario. Bro, need a new pig. What do you mean? Maybe you're talking about the profile pic. I'm not sure. Oh my god. I can just destroy this mouse right here now. Like someone tell me why I shouldn't rage and destroy this mouse. This mouse. You, Smiley. I am pay attention. I am operator straight. Oh, bro needs to get a new PC. It's not even a PC, dog. It's the mouse. The worst part is that it's not a PC. The problem doesn't lie with the PC. So that's where I come in. Is this guy going to do something about this kind of situation? Because if Chihiro and who is this? And Mr. Samura are still outside, it doesn't look like the two guys are going to make it. Can't you go without the mouse? No, brother. In some situations I will need the mouse. So the person at the four fields core is selected once every 10 years from a very small pool of candidates. If they complete a decade of service, they are promised enough compensation for a life of leisure thereafter. First, the person's body must be restructured. Why? For roughly 4 months, they drift in the liminal space between life and death. They lose a number of organs and their reproductive functions. What? The tremendous energy has nowhere to escape their body because their body becomes its vector, transforming it into the force field. What? So you're just sacrificing yourself at this point. No, this chapter is more exposition and world building. Oh, so they're just showing us more about Kagurabachi. Oh. Their presence alone is what makes that powerful force field possible. They uphold they uphold the force field's core. Six others are close by to provide auxiliary support. Now this seems to be a very tough job. No. And all of this just to protect one guy. The sh- the Shinichi's power is being unleashed in this building. Late. It's already late. The power of the Shinichi is already being controlled. So if you ask me, they are cooked. So yes, and the spirit energies above are our reinforcements. Why don't they come straight here? Yes, communications are cut off too. Something must be wrong with the force field, of course. And you better fix it quick because you don't have time. If this man kills the sword user of Shinichi, The only one who could be influencing the force field are the six people connected to it here. Among them is another traitor. This is the most fucked up part about the situation, is that they are betrayed by a lot of people in this situation. Like there are a lot of traitors when it comes to this incident, and there is no confirming as to how many of them betrayed the Kamunabi. This is so dumb for them, because oh my god. No, it's not anybody here. But the only people who can influence the force field are here. There's one other, another vessel like me. Now spill the beans. Keep reading, dog. Attention. This message will be short and not repeated. What's going on? There is one more vessel in this building. Who is the fucking vessel? A vessel. The linchpin of headquarters who controls the force field with their own body. Normally there's only one, but there's one more. You are still shocked. Like this guy had to know all about the Kamunabi, because he's one of the elders in the Kamunabi. Why are you still confused about anything that's going on under the roof? That person must have overwritten the force field's parameters. As a result, we are unable to summon reinforcements. The backup, in addition, in addition to our current vessel that mediates the force field, the device needed to cultivate a successor, or the device needed to cultivate a successor was already prepared, just in case of unforeseen circumstances. Yeah, this small old man Ichiki is also strong. I want to see what he can do. Didn't he just one tap that other old guy, elder or something like that? I think I just saw him one tap that other guy. Was it off screen? But this guy seems to be very impressive and very observant at that, I have to say. Naturally, it was heavily guarded, but with Kaizen's guidance, it could have have been swapped out for a fake. We might as well have served it up on a silver platter. Hikaru said, I'm sorry, but I need you back in battle. Oh, I need you back in the battle. Our priority is restoring the force field. This is bad. This situation is really bad. Because only Mr. Samura is not needed for fighting only, Medics are needed at this point. You need someone who can heal these injured fellas. So with a second vessel in play, the circuit that generated the force field is altered, changing the force field's function. Now it's serving only to repel those two enchanted blades. The Hishaku are on timing, dog. They are on perfect timing. The Hishaku have planned everything to the T. Now, this is 1000 IQ play from them, I have to say. So this requires drastic measures. With two vessels, the energy is irregular and unstable. The effects are even influencing the building's communication system. But that must have been factored into the plan. However, even if this gives them an advantage, the price to pay is, in other words, they are fully prepared to do whatever it takes. Yura will be king. No ways. I think this kid is the spare. This kid, this kid is a Hishaku member. Am I seeing things in a very confusing manner? Because I feel like his hand sign is like the one the Hishaku has. And this kid looks like the leader of the Hishaku. Am I being confused with something? You will wear yourself out fighting like that. Thank you for your concern, but nah, I thought this was just a wordplay chapter. I'm not ready for this. I am not fucking ready for fighting. Nah. Thank you for your concern, but you should worry about yourself. You have the Shinuchi and you can't fend off an armed opponent. I would be panicking if I were you. This man, Mr. Azuma, is that it? Is that the name? Is it Azuma? Oh, Azami. Oh, it's Azami. Oh my god. Bit by bit, it's coming into my grasp. This man is understanding the power of the Kamunagi. Yeah, remember the remember the Kamunagi leader on their side. So they know how to make a spear. Oh, they have the Hishaku leader on their side. So they will have to know how to make a spear. Do you think this was also betrayal? Now, like, nah, dog, this story needs to be explained. You know, we need to go to ATP for him to explain a lot of things. You know, we need to go anime balls deep after this. Bit by bit is coming into my grasp. Oh my god. The flowers. I'm ready to live up to your expectations. To whose expectations? This man. No, I mean the Hishaku have the Kamunabi leader on their side. So yeah, dog. Like this, is it Ishiki or something? Like you said, Ishiki noticed that it might have been they might have given them the spare on a silver platter, you know. So this shows that the elder was the one who is behind this betrayal. Oh my god. Like whose expectations? This guy is really crazy. I'll bring order to this nation. How if you're going to destroy the nation? How? Oh my god. Nah, Kagurawachi. Just as you said, thanks to its instability, the force field will succumb within a few minutes. But before that happens, Yura will reach the sword master. All we have to do is kill your vessel, and the force field is restored. Why do I feel like this man can do it? No, man. No, man. No, man. No, man. This is so OP, I have to say. If the force field is restored, reinforcements will arrive. We need the enchanted blades to stop him. These guys are back on their feet. The muscles and bones of my arms are shredded. The Shinichi's powers are ridiculous. Unfortunately, that really limits what I can do. Pretty soon I'll probably get worse too, but even so, I can still hit you. Now, this is a very menacing look. This man is ready to die, isn't he? You know, like at this point, you really have to understand the Kamunabi, you know, because as much as they had really good characters, it doesn't seem like they have good intentions too, you know. And why is Shiva protecting the other sword user if this guy gets the Shinuchi, everything is cooked. But Shiva can teleport, so can Shiva just come back instantly? You know, because if I remember correctly, Shiva can teleport. I'll buy it all the time I can. Where's the other vessel? It, if he was at headquarters this whole time, I would have noticed it's someone who just got here. In other words, do not do not stop killing the Hishak. Assume that anyone who stands in your way is aligned with the Hishak. Who the fuck is the vessel now? Like genuinely, who's the vessel at this point? You know? Oh my god. Mm-mm-mm. Nah, Kagravach is on demon time. You know? Remember, Shiba left the Kamunabi so he'd be in the same situation as Samura and Chiro. What kind of situation? The situation whereby you are left outside and you can't help. I don't think that's a very good situation. Or the type of situation whereby they can be free and just do whatever they want to do and not be bound by orders. Kagurabachi has officially reached 2 years of serialization. So people have been sitting on this 2 years, and it's only now that we know about it. Nah, gang. So my theory and Carsen's true motives, the true evil that the 14 or so underworld clans represented, and the logical conclusion state of the settlement between the underworld clans and the Kamunabi, how they created the Hishaku. Is Shiba a pro gamer? Shiba is him. Shiba is just everything there is to characters, you know. They can't enter the force field. They can't enter because the force field is focused on them. So yesterday I was thinking about this. Who is this kid who is really good friends with Chihiro, the one who can use the storage? But can that guy transport or teleport them into the Kamunabi headquarters? You know, because there must be a way to bypass this force field. You know, the boy can do something. I believe the Pega King in Japan has the EP in it. But basically, it was a very good chapter. Chapter 97, it was really calm, I have to say. But do you think Mr. Samura's daughter will ever wield a enchanted blade? You know, because I feel like Mr. Samura is going to die. When the anime drops, Kagurabachi is going to take over. Yeah, because it's all about swordplay, you know, and I really don't think there are that many animes that focus on swordplay solely. Okay, I know it's sorcery and swordplay, but swordplay is when it comes to anime. You know, proof is Sasuke, Orochimaru. You know, if you have a sword, you are very likely to be OP. Zoro, all of these characters. So this is a this is a cheat code to be specific. You know, it's like creating a story about pirates. It is just upset. How is Azami so cool, bro? I got one more in me. This guy. What do you think Yura's sorcery is? No, oh my god. Oh my god, things just got way more depressing than I thought. So you're just telling me that this guy is not only. Oh my god. You're telling me that this guy is not only. He is not only using the enchanted blade's powers, he also has magic abilities, or he can use sorcery too. I have a theory that the enchanted blades are the first part of the story. Remember, there are whole clans who use sorcery. We still have to find out about that island that enchanted blades went to fight. Like, if there are still other clans, I don't think we have to worry about the enchanted blades that much, because we saw that even the other clans are creating weapons of their own. We saw that there are other weapons besides the enchanted blades. So I don't know. When it comes to the other clans, they need to step in and help the Kamunabi dog, especially the underworld clans, because if the Shinichi user destroys the world, and I also had a question like, can the Shinichi destroy the entire world, or is it one island? Maybe can it only destroy Japan or the what's this Asia? I don't know if it's East Asia or West Asia. I'm not sure. Who knows about can go? I think maybe it goes. Okay, no, JJK is not that long. I really have to say, Naruto long, yes. Kagurabachi deserves to go Naruto long. If not Naruto long, I would say yeah, Naruto long or One Piece long. I really have to say, because JJK was way too short. I have to say, and the inconsistency when it comes to that anime has been insane. It can slowly destroy the world, I think, with malediction. The whole world, bro. Like the whole fucking world. You know, this is the most stressing thing. This is one of the most stressing things. But let's continue some reactions when it comes to YouTube videos. So, who do you think we should visit? Okay? Let's visit a ATP. You know, I feel like anime balls ABD Kagurabachi. I feel like that's the only way we can get more, and more perspective when it comes to this. Streamed 4 months ago. This man hasn't been dropping that much on Kagurabachi, isn't he? Nah, there's nothing on Kagurabachi, which is quite sad. A country or island at a time. Oh my god. Like, it is very much disturbing to have a sword that can destroy the world. I really have to say, that's a very different approach to anime as we know it. That's a very much different approach. Okay, so now we the South African goat streamer. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Okay, so which one do we go for? Okay, so let's check the library of O'Hara. But O'Hara is only on One Piece time. So let's see what O'Hara thinks. You must also tap in with Gachi. I can't say the spelling. Gachiakuta. I am tapped into. But for now, I'm anime only when it comes to Rudo. And the previous episode had to be insane. Talk. I was reacting to the previous episode not so long ago. Not me reacting, but I was watching a video about the previous episode. So let's talk about Lelouch's secret clan. You know, When you think about it, Lucia has become way more important than we thought it was going to be. I also think there are sorceries that have. I think there are sorcerers that have sorcery on the level of the enchanted blades. Nah, that's not possible. That's not possible because if Shiba and Azami are not the ones that have that kind of power, who else can have that much power? Who else? Okay, so let's tap into to the library.
I'm finally ready to talk about the newest mom on the block, Eris, Rock's wife and the mother of Blackbeard. She's
Hey,
just bound to
it's just way too loud.
carry some pretty big weight. And considering that she's now also talking about going to Lulusia Kingdom, I think good old Eris here might have got some deeper lore than I originally gave her credit for. Is she tied to the Abyss, the Void Century, or even Emo themselves? Honestly, it's kind of stunning how much mystery is packed in this character, so let's talk about it. And I
Like,
gotta
this woman, like how much bad luck can one character have? You see, you see the arcs that's beginning in the anime is gonna be crazy. In Gaki, it's what in Rudo's series. Nah, dog. Like I feel like, oh my god, that series, that anime is really dope. You know? Especially what the leader of that group did. You know, like approaching them like that, and it's an all-out battle. Do I go to the manga or do I wait for the anime? Do I read? Like this is the biggest struggle that I have right now as of yet. You know? So as of yet, I have this problem as to what do I do? Because when you're a manga reader, you know, anime doesn't become that much interesting, or maybe not interesting, but it seems like watching something that you already know come into life. You know, it's not that interesting. But when it comes to manga, you know, when I'm reading manga, it becomes more hyped, and I have a more interesting time when I'm reading manga only. You know? But when it's manga, then I have to wait like 10 months or maybe even close to a year. It depends, you know. So I really have to cut one when it comes to anime or manga. But that's a very tough conversation. I'm sure it's a conversation nobody wants to hold, you know. So I don't know what to choose between anime or manga. Drop your thoughts, you know. How can you handle the situation? Because like, you know, reading Egghead Island like manga only and then having to watch Egghead Island, it's not that exciting. It doesn't hit as hard as I thought it would, sadly. You know, so even Gear 5, it wasn't that interesting because I already knew what happened like in manga, you know. So it's like watching something you already know. This is quite complicated, I have to say. I really have to say. So manga or anime, which one? Which one would you go with? If one had to go, I don't know about you. Okay, let me hear what Brad is. So my G is saying, okay, remove the notification. I want to read it. I don't know about you, but for me, by the time the anime adaptations comes, already I forgot about what happened in the anime. But okay, you can forget what happened in the anime, you know, but one episode is all you need to remember what's going to happen in the next episode. You know, because even though things can be surprising at times, you know, but I have to say, you know, it's just the same thing. It's still the same old thing because I feel like when I get a panel, I play around with it in my brain. You know, I just think about that panel multiple times. So in manga, sorry, I did get that one. Don't worry. So I'm not sure. I have to say, it's quite a tough decision for me. It is quite a tough decision. But let's go to the library of O'Hara and see what Arthur has cooked up in this latest video. But yeah, I was talking about this woman. Aries is one of the unluckiest people in One Piece because you run to Lelouch and then Lelouch gets wiped out. Lelouch gets wiped out. That's just insane because you were captured in God Valley, you were almost killed, and then you go to Lelouch and Lelouch gets wiped. I'm sure you were dead by then. I don't feel like she made it. Continue with both, I'd say. I'm not sure. One has to go, like one has to go. I don't know if it's the manga or the anime, but because in the manga I dropped spoilers and I feel like the chapter has gotten more interesting. So anime or manga, it will be a discussion.
Come clean here. I've kind of been putting off talking about the big theory that's been floating around surrounding Aries D
Why
Tar
is
for a
it
little bit, and I
Iris
honestly didn't really plan on talking about it at all after I saw my friend Liam over.
like as oh Grand Line Review? His name is Liam. Wow, this guy's name is Liam. Man on the internet. I have to say, this guy's deliver like chilling content when it comes to this series.
On his channel Grand Line Review covered the idea recently, but chapter 1162 made it pretty clear, I think, that I had to talk about Teach's mom. So, as the resident One Piece MILF lover, I guess, let me break down all the random theories, evidence, debunking
He
points, and
didn't just call
everything else
himself
there
a
is to
milk
cover with Iris now that we've actually gotten a lot more from her in the recent chapter. So, what
yeah.
are we actually working with here? Well, for starters, Iris is a name that's been
We have to say, if it comes to one of the best mothers in One Piece, it has to be Ares. Because one thing is for sure is that she kept her promise. She made sure that Teach lives on, and it was a must for Teach to live on. So we have to give a shout out to her. W mom. Unlike the one we just met in Elbaf, that insane mom.
floating around for quite a while, ever since chapter 1150
Look,
to
his
be
mom is
specific,
crazy.
where in this one panel we see Imu using a magic circle that people have claimed at least has the name Aries D Tar written in the glyphs. I think we can debate how accurate that actually is, but there are a few theories around it tying Aries to the Abyss, claiming she may be one of Imu's vessels, or that this is a hint that the Abyss is actually Tartarus, like Tartarus, which I mean, maybe. I mean, Tartarus, by the way, being the deepest part of the
Like, first, where does Arthur get all this kind of information? But with Teacher's mom being linked with the Abyss, I don't think that's true. Because right now it doesn't seem like Rocks or Imu has time to deal with Ares. Like, there is Rocks right in front of you. How worse can
underworld in Greek mythology where the Titans have been imprisoned. Now,
Help drive sales, leads, or site traffic by getting
in the name of YouTube Premium? In the name of YouTube Premium, I have to say this is
your business in front of people.
I'll be honest, you know me. I love myself a good stretch in logic for a fun theory, but I also tend to admit when something's a little bit too much of a stretch. This right here,
It
I
is.
think
It is.
definitely is.
Nah.
I mean, the word Iris is kinda legible, I guess, but
And like, why would you zoom in that much into the panel? Like, I thought, like, are there people who are trying to study the language in One Piece? Are there people who are actually studying the ancient language in One Piece? Because to me, it doesn't make sense. Firstly, because I don't understand Japanese. I want more info before I can start theorizing about Ares. All I know about Ares is that fate is against her. We know that she is one of the few people who had to suffer fate, because you can't say this woman lived a happy life. Nah, dog. She didn't get to live a happy life. Okay, maybe she might have had a few years with Teach of peace, but it wasn't a good life to me. I wouldn't say that.
to this, there is clearly an E in the other word, and the supposed E in Idis looks more like a block rather than a
No, it's
letter
not that
in
deep.
general. Then the D looks more
It's
like
not
how we
that
draw
deep.
a zero, you know, with the little line going through it and everything. And the word tar has the letters broken up in all weird spots. The T isn't connected, there's no cross stem on the
Like,
capital
eh,
A, and the R just seems to have random extra strokes in it.
basically, the language that Oda uses to us, it's gibberish, because you can't expect One Piece to have archaeologists or people who are going to try and study the language of One Piece. No. And isn't it weird that One Piece has its own language? But I don't think we could read scrolls from other anime either. These guys just write their own shit. Nah.
For no reason. I guess what I'm gonna say is I'm not gonna hard deny this, and for the sake of today's video, I'm
I
actually gonna
am. I
really delve
deny
into
the fact.
things that
I
go
don't, think-
against
I
my
don't think
thoughts
that's
for the sake of objectiveness with this theory, but take that writing on the circle here with a few grains of salt, okay?
oh,
Theory, folks? Alright. What's undeniable, absolutely, though, is that Iris is the name now of Blackbeard's mom, who is the wife of the most dangerous and powerful pirate ever, Rox D. Zebek, or Davy D. Zebek. And I have no
and like it was difficult to say because she was under a lot of trouble, like, but she is quite beautiful, I have to say. She looks quite she like you would ask yourself how could Rocks forget about Shaky, and then when you look at Aries you're like, oh my god, nah, dog. W is a back for it.
problem admitting
Oh,
that I
no,
was not really buying into the entire ADSD tar stuff, but then Oda just goes ahead and just drops a character quite literally named Edis into the story, who turns out to be extremely important, so props
yeah,
to
but
that. Which
she's
begs the
not that
question,
important.
why would Oda specifically choose to name this character Edis, right? And while I kind of love the idea that someone in Oda's office is just locked in on the One Piece theory community and is just throwing things in there to mess with us, there are a few
Like
origins for the
it
name.
does feel like sometimes they come across the memes, because how are they so adequate when it comes to memes? The meme world in One Piece is just insane. Like I think they've used 10% of all the memes I've seen on the internet. First, it's this one, this meme that does like this. I think they've used that one to a random marine, and then there's that one about it's Street Dragons. The other one is serious, the other one is goofy, and then the other one looks quite dumb. I've seen Kaido with three of those looks in the Gear 5 fight. So when it comes to meme piece, it's real.
That might actually explain Mama Blackbeard's true origins. In fact, there are 4 different things that I can connect to Edis, and all of them would be pretty good connecting threads if any one of them were to be true. The first one I want to talk about is that Edis is, of course, the Greek goddess of chaos, strife, and discord. Something that people have been pointing out is that Oda may have just chosen to pick this name for her because she's Rox's wife and Teach's mom, making her this woman that's directly connected to 2 of the unarguably most chaotic pirates and characters in Oda's story. And actually really love this idea, especially since we found out in chapter 1162 that Edis herself was a former pirate. One that seems rowdy, strong.
And I have to say, how did it all happen? Because look at this woman. Oh my god. Let me just not say it. Let me not say it. But Ares is one of the most important pirates out there. I don't know what pirate crew she was in or who she was serving under, but she's one of the most impressive pirates.
And fiercely independent,
She
who
fears
says this
nothing.
to Rocks as they try to
She
escape,
fears
and
nothing.
it does make it seem very likely that Oda's just pulling a fun name connection here. Of course, as always, my research does often come back to bite me in the butt. Speaking of biting though, that's kind of the problem. Edis,
When
the
you talk about
goddess,
biting, I
could
just think
historically
of
be the inspiration for the Apple of Eden story in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Edis created a golden apple that caused chaos, leading to the Trojan War as gods and goddesses fought over this item. And
which is the golden apple. If there's a golden apple of chaos, it's Marshall D. Teach. He's going to create a wild
not
storm.
only that, this apple specifically was dropped at the wedding of King Peleus, and a water goddess Thetis, which then actually caused a vanity war between 3 goddesses. And considering that I've been debating over Imu being the earth god or the sea god, it does raise a lot of new questions for me. Like, why name Eris after a story about a king and a god? That's literally the first world of the One Piece plotline, right? So my interest has
it
been piqued, Oda.
is.
I'm Sora 2, the new AI in town.
We're not afraid. Artless.
You have my attention with this character. And honestly, I kind of hate and love this at the same time because it does tie directly into a lot of my personal thoughts and theories about what may have happened during the Void Century or even the first world of the One Piece world. I've talked extensively about how Imu's appearance in the Flower Garden reminds me a lot of the Garden of Eden, where the forbidden fruit of knowledge was eaten by the lovers Adam and Eve. I think probably tying into the origin of devil fruits as well, right? And then there's the concept of Romance Dawn in One Piece being a key element of the series, and now God Valley being a battle fought over a lover, Shaki, may have a direct tie-in to all of this stuff, like on a grand scale. Romance Dawn might just be a
Like, God Valley was reduced to a very, 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 very bad chat, because, in fact, let's not talk about God Valley. I'm tired of talking about God Valley. Let me just leave it at that. No God Valley for me.
literal romance. So now that we've got Rocks falling in love with a woman named after a goddess who ties directly into all of this stuff, who just so happens to have the same name as a possible inscription on Imu's magic circle, a god who also has direct
Is it a
connections to all these
coincidence?
dark magic
We are not
spooky
sure.
things. Yeah, turns out the Edis stuff may have more weight to it than I originally gave it credit for. And my first
Me.
idea is that Eris herself might be a possible of one of the original 4 One Piece gods. Something else that might stand to reason is that Eris is connected to maybe the Lunarians. I mean, the biggest reason I bring this up is because Eris, the god...
Before I forget about this, like, one day I thought of something that the worst thing about Imu is that we can get rid of Imu, but Imu's devil fruit will respawn again. And then, if someone eats it, it all begins again. It's just a light note for you guys to know that even if we destroy Imu, the devil fruit might still exist.
This is often depicted as a dark-winged angel, and with all the fruit stuff and her white hair, this is a really big point to talk about, I think. Whitebeard actually previously talked about this in chapter 1023, and this does seem to add some extra oomph to the idea that Eris is a descendant of the people who were the original gods of the world up on the red line. Now, I've actually been theorizing for a while now that the 4 gods of the One Piece world might have actually just straight up been Lunarians, and I actually still stand by that idea. This just kind of adds a little bit more fuel to their backfires. I kind of hate to say it, but maybe one of
Words
these
can't
80s
come in
things
the same
is
shape and
something
form.
that Oda has been playing with here. And this kind of Lunarian angle would also tie really well into the second origin of Eris' name, because Eris is a dwarf planet opposite Pluto. It's actually the dwarf planet that was discovered and then led to the reclassification of Pluto as a planet. Now, seeing as Pluton, the ancient weapon, is already named after Pluto, a planet, and the Roman god of the underworld, I think there might actually be something else
Plutonium.
here for us to look at. And we of course recently learned in the Harold and Loki backstory that the ancient Galala shipwrights were composed of various races, and it's all but confirmed that they were the
Wait,
ones.
it was different races. I thought it was giants only. I thought it was just a bunch of giant shipwrights that were going to fix the ship. No. So you're telling me, and supposedly these guys are insanely strong. Nah, no way.
Who built the original Pluton. And so this makes me wonder if maybe Eris was actually a descendant of the Galala as well. Like, I don't know, a Lunarian member who helped build the ship with some crazy ancient moon technology like we see in Enel's cover story.
Like,
That
there will
would be
never
like
be
the
another
most
ship like
insanely specific call out
Right.
I've ever made, and I kind of love that if it
That
comes
is the-
true.
that is right.
Probably won't, but You've heard it here first, I guess. Being a member of the Lunarian tribe could also even explain why Whitebeard knows that story, since Rox may have been the one who shared it with him to begin with. That doesn't seem like Whitebeard actually knows Idis, especially since Stussy called him out for being so dense about Rox's love life, but Rox seemed to share stories and legends with his crew, especially about the Holy Land, since that was their primary target. And so if Eddies turns out to be a descendant of the original Lunarian gods, man, I mean, that would be a very cool plot point. Plus, it might explain why Blackbeard wants to take it over as well, since he would then...
At this point, can all the gods in One Piece come out? Can we get all the gods in One Piece? But it does feel like it's low-key Shirahoshi, and then you have to think it's Luffy, and then the other one I'm not sure. Maybe it's Emu. Maybe Shamrock or Shanks. We're not sure.
in theory, be the child of the man who tried to tear down the Holy Land, and ruling it is then his birthright on his mother's side of the family. And I can also totally see Rox falling head over heels for a woman who has the same goals as him, right? Plus, I really like the idea that Idis had
You
her
would think
wings
Alice
clipped by the
wanted the
Celestial
world
dragons or
too.
clipped them herself to avoid prosecution. I mean,
Nah,
that'd be
dog.
kind of metal, though very dark, but One Piece accurate, I think. And also imagine we just get
No
the wild
stress for
reveal
the
that
boys with no
Blackbeard
stress.
is half Lunarian, half Buccaneer. Dude, Blackbeard did recognize the Seraphim as Lunarians, making me wonder if he's always kind of just known about them because he is part
Blackbeard
Lunarian.
is a
And the
word,
idea that
right?
Teach to a certain point was
That's
raised
what
by
I'm
his
called.
mom could
Google.
also explain why Blackbeard's goals only kind of align with those of his father's. I mean, looking at their goals, something is a little bit off. You know, Rock seems a lot less evil than Blackbeard does. Despite his
Yeah.
wanting to destroy the Holy Land, Rox is not framed as a bad guy at all. I mean, Oda's framed him as a solid dude who loves his crew and shares in their victories and really cares for his family. You know, like how he gets super excited in the latest chapter for Kaido once he got his devil fruit, since it's the first time he's seen him that happy, or how he tried to give Whitebeard an out when fighting Saturn, but Whitebeard and him laughed it off and rallied up together anyways. Blackbeard, on the other hand, well, not so much, right? I mean, his friends want to murder, plunder, and do some not
You know what? I think we are wrong. I really think that in this case we are wrong, because we don't know much about this crew for us to judge them. Because I really think that this crew might be more solid to teach than the previous. Okay, I can't disrespect the OGs like that. But we need to know more about the Blackbeard pirates, really. Genuinely.
super savory things to people, and that's as far as I'll go into that for the sake of keeping things out of SA territory, right? The
Come
point
on,
is,
you can go out and
Blackbeard
try
is
it already.
vile, rude, and ruthless, but maybe, just maybe,
Now, the
Ace
man is
is the one
different.
who raised him to be this pillar of vengeance for his father. I mean, it's currently unknown, of course, if she actually manages to escape.
The innocence in teaching this panel. This how they have ruined this boy. Oh my god. The world government, they just find a way to turn everything upside down at this point. I'm sorry.
Teach after promising Rox that she would
Forgive me,
Lucia, which is
That's my apology.
Awaken to a world of wonder in Final Fantasy XIV Online.
We don't want to hear about
by the
final
way, a
Fantasy.
whole different can of worms I'll get into in just a moment. Don't you worry about that. So there is still a chance that before Whitebeard picked Teach up at the ripe age of 12, he got 10 years of Idis raising him first. Teach grew up with the idea that the world government killed his family, tried to enslave him and his mom, and slaughtered his father. He might have a much more aggressive view on life because of that. I mean, he's the one who will achieve his
But I don't
parents'
think
dream
Eris
of
is the type
destroying
of woman
evil,
to
and
tell
that
her
would
all
explain
that.
why his ship is named the Saber of Zebek, because he's the sword that will slay God in his father's name. And if that's true, that's just metal as hell as well. And I would,
And
love
think
Blackbeard
that
as a character way more than I
Zebek
already
was
do.
here
And with
because
these
of
potential
Emu.
connections to Pluton and possibly the Galela
Pluton or
connection, the
Pluton?
idea that Blackbeard is going to get Pluton, could also get a big boost. Not that it really needed one, but it still could get one. I've kind of been assuming that Blackbeard has been chasing after this massive warship
He needs
anyways, ever
to.
since Shanks mentioned Blackbeard probably would attack Wano now that Kaido is defeated, which, interestingly enough, he didn't do, probably because he didn't know it was there yet. Now he probably does though with Caribou, right? But this also ties directly into Rox's goal of raising the frozen giants of the Galila for some reason in his plot.
These guys are the key to everything. Listen to me for a moment. You have a whole ass island that's sunken underneath. I know that maybe Shirahoshi might be the only person who might be capable of doing that, or other mermaid creatures or fishmen. But you have a whole ass island that's synced. You have a ship that's underneath the ocean that needs repairs. And then you have the great ship Noah. And Galilee is the ones who are going to fix all of that. Now that's insane.
To take down the Holy Lands. Not to mention that in chapter
Maybe Captain Root might
1056,
help. Who knows?
Karibu loses his mind when he overhears the location of Pluton and says, I've got to tell a certain someone about that. And then we see that
Only to
Blackbeard,
find
of
out
course,
it's
obviously, who Karibu wanted to talk to, which
oh.
was then brought up again in chapter 1122. I think Oda is making it
Oh my
that
god.
Blackbeard will probably be taking Pluton, and how interesting would it be if we found out that Ares is a descendant of a Lunarian who worked on the ship? Plus, we do know that this was part of Rox's plan anyway, so it kind of brings all the family connections here full
Oh
circle
my
if that's
days.
how it turns out to be. Speaking of full circle though, I do want to shift things back to Emu's magic circle once again. Sorry, since I do have two more Eddie's name origins to talk about that might tie into
Well,
everything. Since Eris D Tar, if you cut out the D initial, is the word Aristar, which was, and leave it to One Piece fans to find this type of thing, a NASA project established in 1972. And why am I talking about this here? Well, this is the logo of this mission. Yeah, you get it now. And for all you audio
looks
listeners,
so
I hope your
close
food is
to
tasting
that.
well or you're cleaning or something, but let me describe it to you.
Nah, I feel like most information was unnecessary to begin with. Most of that information was unnecessary. Find a way to find the cave. Oh, this mouse is going to be the death of me, yeah? Why did we give a piece of useless material the name of a mouse? Oh, this is insane. Sometimes you don't need to rage, you just need to breathe. There's no need for me to rage at all. If if I remain calm, I can solve the situation. Remain calm all times. Where the fuck is that? Stay calm. Remain calm. Oh my god. It doesn't even read anymore. No, this is absolutely insane. It is finally cooked. The mouse is finally cooked, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. Now I have to cross my hands like that. Hey guys, does anyone know how to switch from unrated to rated? I don't know shit about the Scandinavian defense. But yeah, I'm going to start the chess run right now and probably outshow my international master skills to you. This rating is just this is a account they use just for fun. Otherwise, I'm a general grandmaster. And I really get when it comes to this chess thing. Really badass. Mm. Hello, Mr. Haste. Yeah. How are you, boys? And how are you? How are you, top dog? I think I should transition to 5 minute chess because I think the 10 minutes one, people have more time to think. Yeah. I feel like he's scared at this point. It really feels like he is scared, genuinely scared. Oh my god, it's the queen side attacks again. Yeah. It has to be the queen side attacks. To think I haven't found a way to punish this opening. Yeah. This man can still checkmate me in a very few moves here. I need to minimize the damage. Okay, what do I do in this situation? It's fine. I'll open up my space. We're trading already. He has 3 points worth of material at this point. Okay, then what do I do in this case? Okay, I need to castle and then I'll find other solutions. But at this point, I have to castle. But I took serious damage. You know, already down 3 points. Okay, now this is just absurd, right? My position doesn't look really good. Doesn't look satisfying at all. But this man has clearly won more games than I have done. Mm, what do I do? Do we force the queen exchange? I'm not sure if that was a good move. What's your move? What is your move? This man is genuinely making us move the same pieces. Like, this is why it's very dangerous playing with the black pieces. It's really hard, because someone needs to set the tone for you. I dare you to come in, bro. I dare you to come in. Oh my god, I'm out of moves at this point. Don't know what to do. But this pawn is unguarded. This pawn is unguarded. This game looks toast already. If only he was playing any faster, it would have been a better game. It would have been a bit better. Yeah, he found the unguarded pawn. Okay, this is guarded. This guards that. This is guarded by the queen. I'll just return the favor. But it's so young, Come on, brother. I know chess is a thinking game, but you gotta play. Imagine if this was the 1 hour. I wouldn't play chess for 1 hour. Thinking 1 hour, an hour. I would crack my brain for sure. An hour of thinking. Chess is just too insane. What's his winning move here? I think giving a check would be really much a good move, but he can't give a check from there. I don't see a pawn he can take as of yet, unless it's the one on the middle of the board. This man is losing on time. Is he trying to use stockfish or something? Oh, he's disconnected. Body got disconnected. I don't wanna lie, it was a shaky game at the beginning. I have to say, it was a very shaky game. Arey, this man is not here to continue his game. Next better chicken, man. Oh my god. I get to move the white pieces. Mm, okay. Control the center. Center. Mm, that is legit, but that's not threatening. As long as I didn't touch my what you call, as long as I didn't touch my king, I think everything is still okay. Go and protect the pawn. Mm. So if I take, no, how would I get myself into this position? How would I get myself into this position? What? Oh my god, I moved my king. Now I have to castle manually. Oh my god. This is quite the dilemma. I had to castle manually, imagine. And then he forces me to double pawn. Okay. I just walked into that one, didn't I? Like, there's no winning for me in this case, I have to say. There's no winning. There is no fucking winning in this situation. How did I trap myself there? Oh my god. This man is going to beat me into submission at this point. Ah, the game is over. The game is over. One miss. That was the ass game when it comes to the base of it. That was way too dumb. That was way, way too dumb. Oh my god. Imagine two mistakes. Two mistakes. I couldn't react to the situation in any way or form at that point. Oh my god, that's a shame, I have to say. Okay, so Let's go into the attacking mode and see if this game will pan out any different. I just keep playing the same game again and again, just hoping for a different solution. That was a fucking dumb move. That move was so dumb. You see, now I have to move this piece 2 times. Can't mess up the pawn structure here. I feel like that would be insane on its own. Wake up to reality. Okay. Simple game. I'm not sure if the positions are equal though. I'm not sure if the positions are equal. Okay, let's get this out to focus the firepower on the queen. Ooh, I almost can do it. Let's see how he reacts to this kind of situation. Mm, it's not fair for you to have advantage like that. Hmm. Oh my. Hmm. Okay, so is he going to see the back rank check? No, it's checkmate. It's checkmate. He didn't react to that one in time. He didn't quite react to that one in time. But he's as new as me in chess, you know. Oh my god. I'm playing a guy who has 100 more points than me. Okay, so strike the center first, then go for a castle. I think that was a very good opening, I have to say. That was a very good opening. Now that's a strange play, I have to say. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so okay. I don't need to react that much, so what move do I play? Okay, I'm gonna do this. Oh, we got back here to that position again. There goes the castle. There goes the rook. There goes the bishop. Mm, 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 mm. That song. Mm, mm. How sweet the song. Sweet and brave. That was a very bad move. I'm not allowed to play. Okay, I need to bring to centralize the firepower, but I can't because if I lose a back rank, okay, so I'll rather push. It's very bad, really bad. It's terrible, in fact. Oh my god. What can I do to myself? Oh, I really have a way to fucking win this round. Oh my fucking god. He mated me. This motherfucking motherfucker. This motherfucker. Oh my god. This motherfucker checkmated me. Oh my god. That is a very bad game. That was a very, very bad game, I have to say. Very bad game. But it's fine. Let's keep going. Mm. E4. E4, E5. And then with that, I might just protect this. Mm. Okay, I can't go for this gambit as of yet. But I know what to do in this case. Ryan Maestro, this man is almost 1k. There's no way I'm winning this game. There is no fucking way I'll be winning this one. Mm. 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 Hmm. Hmm. Oh my fucking god! I had to pick one correct move. I fucking couldn't. Oh my god. Ryan Maestro. Come on, Ryan. This is a really tight game. I'm not sure how am I still in the game after so many moves. It was quite a tight play, well defended. I need to shift the balance to attack now. That was a awkward move, I have to say. Oh my god. This guy doesn't want to play chess, isn't he? This motherfucker just doesn't. This man isn't in the mood to play any chess. Fuck it, I'll go. That was quite a blunder, I have to say. Oh, it wasn't a blunder. It just traded pieces. I'm as good as fucked, aren't I? How did I lose my queen there? Shouldn't have taken. Taking was a blunder. Nah, this game is as good as done. Nah. I held out for a bit, you know? I held out for a bit. Let's see the game review. Uh-huh. Connected rooks. Oh, no, it didn't. Yo, Tariq, you're back, present. What have you been up to? What have you been up to, G? Like, they've been beating me game after game. It's starting to be depressing a bit. I don't even know the home countries of those people who are beating me up like this. Oh my god. Game aborted. He's like, nah, I'm not playing with 200. Whether it's 200 elo player, he was like, I'm not doing that. And I could have beaten his ass. I could have done serious damage. I thought his name was Condoriano. Do you know Condoriano? Mhm. Sorry, guy, the one who's still around. This 800 elo guy is really tough, I have to say. This old man, he he had with the people talk about this old man came from this old man. He had fun. I say, oi, aber good, good. Take this fine, if you don't mind. Let's say, aber good. Like, his king is on an iron wall. The fact that I've been able to keep a fair position for such a long time means a lot. Sleeps, what's up, dog? You've been grinding. You need to give me some tutorials on shorts, buddy. We need to discuss a lot of things, buddy. But how's been going? You good? Yeah, dog. I'm trying, you know. I just I have my own things to deal with, I will have to say. But right now, I'm looking for a way to beat this guy. I really have to say. I need to find a way to. And I have no idea. In fact, I'm cooked. Let me tag this boy in and try to scare the queen away and see what play he will come up with. I'm good, Slips, buddy. You don't stick around for a very long time now, do you? A busy man, I have to say. Slips is the busy fella you can just. Oh my fucking god. Oh, he fucking got me there. That is a fucking classic move. Oh my fucking god. That was a move and a half. And that's how my journey ended. Journey to Grandmaster rudely interrupted. I feel a very terrible ending impending. Nah, he beat me. I mean, that's enough cheers for the day, I have to say. And stream, not yet. Stream doesn't have much motion. But you know what? I'm not gonna end the streams yet. I don't know how the stream's been going so far. I really don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, it is fucking hot. And I'm butt naked. And I'm butt naked. It's a Thursday. Oh my god. Time does fly. What happened to the Kingsman? You know, the Kings. Oh my fucking god. What happened to the Kingsman? You know, the Kingsman's happening. But it's funa bani. But uthanda kanjani? And uthanda kanjani? YouTube isn't favoring me at all. But it's not like I'm creating any viral moments either with my ugly ears on the screen. You know? Not even a message, not even a text. Fix the camera, how, boys? Because this is the short form version, and I feel like this is the only thing I can get from the camera as of now, as of lately, you know. But uthanda kanjani? Wena uthanda kanjani? I don't know what to do now, you know. But Mr. Hasty, you still here, Poison? You know, no. You've been chilling for a bit. Why didn't you say anything to signal that you're still around? You know? I would react to an anime or manga, but I know that would result to my channel getting taken down. In fact, why am I even scared of that? Because my channel is not channeling any money right now. If the channel is not channeling any money, you might need to reconsider your career paths. You need to consider a different path. So there's been confirmation about Blue Lock live action. For one, I don't understand why they're taking this transition, but I don't think we can do anything to stop them. So we can't do anything to stop them. So you've been waiting for this moment. Blue Lock season 3 officially announced. But that's not all. Coming summer 2026, Blue Lock will be adapted into a live action film coming summer 2026 in time for the World Cup. So they're trying to align the live action with the World Cup. I'm not sure if people will relate to it and the way they expect it to go. But I'm all for it. I'd like to be casted as one of the MCs. But of course, I don't fit a Japanese description, and hell to the no, am I not playing for the Nigerian team. By the way things are going, I'm not going to play for the Nigerian team in any way or form. A win to destroy your witch once and for all, a way to turn the tables, my new weapon. This is when the boy thought of the Magnus Carlsen impact or something like that. It's the Magnus impact. So you came, loser, I'll crush you, king. Love these little matchup panels. Yeah, sometimes they go hard, but it's not necessary most of the times, I have to say. It is not fucking necessary at all. Okay, so oh, the Panama Canal. There've been a lot of things going on with the Panama Canal. So I might react to why does Donald Trump want the Panama Canal? And there is something I wanted to react to as well, but I'm not sure which one comes first. Should we go into conspiracy theories first, or should I just try to talk about why Donald Trump wants the Panama Canal? But I'll go for conspiracy theories first. Dr. Dre OG. Dre OG reacts. Let's go. Because the man has been wilding out, I have to say, because I was also
Kellogg's Cocoa Pops?
this guy's side followers.
Okay, deal.
And I feel like he's wilding out.
Yes, this is the
Really
power
fast.
breakfast. Want vitamins, fiber, and energy? Kellogg's Cocoa Pops.
Hey, Coca, to put him out.
Different paths. Shared ambition. From casual to professional trading.
Like, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're African American, but what do you call this for African American? This shouldn't even be allowed, dog. I don't understand why this man is doing all of this. Is he doing this just to look like he's connected to his roots? What? I don't understand what's the point of this. I really don't.
We're back. We got some creepy videos. 15,000 likes. Let's get it.
On September 8th of 2025, a strange video was posted by a woman.
Was that the intro? Nah, I have to work hard on YouTube, dog. Because anything can be an intro, and I'm getting 0 views because of intros. This is fucked up. YouTube is rigged.
Woman whose mother runs a daycare center at home. One day, while her mom was looking after a few kids, one of them freaks out and scares the other children around. The following video.
How long have you seen videos
The
like
reason
this?
she shares this video isn't just to show this particular occurrence. Apparently, Something else was recorded that has left her completely terrified, and she
What is
doesn't
it?
know what to make of
What?
it. This is what was caught. Take a look.
What's going on? Come on. What you see in there? Look at him approaching the camera like he knows something creep is going on. Fuck off, man. Just fuck off. Like, this is peak entertainment. I had to. What's the threat now? Because the threat is the one who saw everything. This point out that ghost or whatever. Woo! Okay, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. Nah, no, I didn't expect that one. Oh my fucking god! Did you do that? Nobody did that, man. Get the fuck out of there. Let those kids please. There's still more? No. Why are you bringing her to the side of the danger? Doesn't make sense. Kids take these kids to safety, man.
Somehow, the playhouse in the corner falls on its own, even though none of the children had touched it. And strangely,
And it
it
doesn't
happens
look like
only moments after the
something
child ran out of the room, freaked out over something that happened inside. Neither mom nor anyone else could figure out what had scared the living daylights out of him. But recently, after posting this video, someone noticed a certain detail that might explain why he was so frightened. It goes without saying, but what they spotted has made the daycare owner deeply unsettled. Watch closely.
Nah, there's nothing there. Woo! Woo! Nah, that's a shadow. That's a shadow. That is a shadow.
It wasn't until looking closely at the footage that the daycare owner noticed a pair of hands grabbing the doorway. It seemingly recedes back into the room soon after the child lets out a piercing scream, as if reacting to
Good.
it. Now, after seeing many comments on this,
Something.
the daycare owner's daughter who
Something,
posted this
something.
video makes another video giving an update on this whole situation.
I wanted to quickly show you exactly what it was that was scaring the little kid that my mom was watching. So pretty much the house, and obviously it's pretty hefty, so it really doesn't make any sense that it
It
would
doesn't
just
look
fall
like it can
down like
fall
that.
on its own.
This is the room.
Nah, it's not Nemo.
The crazy
I'm
thing
sure
about this
anything
is
with
that it
Takalani
was like
Sesame is
markings at the
if there's Takalani Sesame anywhere, it's creepy as hell. It's Neno. I know. Neno did it.
top of the entranceway of like the doorway, and I guess in the video you can see hands gripping onto the doorway. I don't really know what to make of that. I thought at first that it was like bugs or something like that, but it looked almost like two hands like gripping on the top, like leading into this room, just like. But the main thing and the reason that the little
Next video, please.
is actually in here.
What?
We have this covered up for a reason.
Why? Why couldn't you get rid of that piece of bullshit, man?
Apparently, the little boy told my mom that he saw a face in these mirrors. We already found someone who's going to take it off our hands and pick it up on Facebook Marketplace.
As
You
the
are
things
selling.
conveying the baby, we now know why the little boy had screamed.
She's
He had
selling
seen
it.
something in the mirror.
Oh my
According
god.
to him, he saw a face. For this reason, they've been covering this up with a bedsheet so that none of the kids get spooked. They don't know who or what he saw, but they've been keeping all the kids away from going
That
inside,
menu, I'm
and
sure.
they plan to keep it that way until the buyer who found this on Facebook Marketplace
The
comes to
buyer.
pick it up. But one night, while looking over at the security cameras, the daycare owner's daughter sees that the child safety gate is opening on its own.
Oh, okay. Okay. That was the light win. That was the win. Can't believe everything that's on the internet. And are you not entertained?
That's fucking creepy.
What is creepy? Come on now. Can you see some action, like real action?
Do it again.
Do
She asked you to do it again.
this is a professional white person over here.
Like, yeah, okay. Do it again.
This is a professional white person.
I'll wait.
You will what? She's sitting down.
You gonna wait?
Now you're testing
Do it again.
now. What?
Open the gate.
Why? Even the ghost knows not to do that much. Why would it get spooked out of nothing? Remove that. No, man. Remove that.
Oh, don't run! Don't run! Don't
No,
run!
shit. Yeah.
Ask for it.
Don't fucking run. Don't fucking run. Nah, bro. Nah. There has to be an explanation. There has to be an explanation.
Out of nowhere, something behind the sheet sticks out.
I'm so
It
glad
happens
for-
right when she tells the supposed entity to open the gate. Although nothing happens with that, this happens instead.
The
But it's not
entity
just
is
this,
like
which has
remove
caught the
this
attention of the
thought.
daycare owner's daughter. It's
Remove this
also
thought
what appears
and you
in the
will
middle
see
of the
it.
sheet. After
Remove
standing
this
up
thought.
and recording the vanity mirror, two little indents appear on the cover, looking just like fingers pressing from the other side. The thing is, though, there shouldn't
Nah,
be
it
another
didn't look
side.
like that. If
The
it
only thing beneath
like
the
that,
sheet
it
is the vanity mirror, which doesn't have any moving pieces. But here, something moves. Upon seeing this, she immediately bolts out in a panic frenzy as something with the creepy mirror just happened. She
You're
has
still
no idea
opening
what
the
was
fucking
underneath,
gate. I would
but
skip
whatever
over
it
that
was,
statement.
she has no intention of finding out or going back into this room.
You
She has
fucked
since
around.
locked the door, making sure
Now
no
you
kids
have
get
to
inside.
find out.
That we're gonna
Makes
keep the room
perfect
closed
sense.
off from the kiddos for now, so they can play in the rest of the space.
While she waits for the buyer to pick up this item, the door remains shut. Now, not much else is known about this story, but even with a lack of info,
I
it's
feel
still
like
pretty
it's
creepy,
kept. It's a
which of
bit of
course
kept.
is often the case with these videos.
I'm
But
not
until
sure.
further updates,
I'm not-
this one remains a mystery.
Like,
Then you can't be out here getting gangster.
I am back live. We're just going to finish off that reaction real quick. But it's not fair towards the ghost because she fucked around, and when it's time to find out, she just dips. You know? What kind of cowardice is all that? Tell me about it. You know? But it's fine. It's fine. Oh, now Sensabana komita Smomo ya I luta Mina itandenge luta
remove, but clearly she doesn't. Now, the person I took this is a nurse who works at this care, and she states that while taking this video, she couldn't help but feel nauseous. She no doubt believes that there's something off with this room.
Why
She
is it fucking
mentions that there have been
such?
other incidents involving this space. One particular incident that she can't stop thinking about is when one recorded this. During a group therapy session, which included a therapy dog, this happened.
Our youth is vast, full of challenges and opportunities.
For some, the therapy dog breaks away from the group to stare at this room, which happens to be the same room where many people have passed away.
Really?
This is unusual since dogs like this are trained to stay calm and close to their handler, yet strangely, they do this. But even weirder is the fact that they're whimpering.
Okay.
If no one or anything is there, then what was causing them to act this way? Only one answer comes to mind according to the nurses who work here, and it's that the room is haunted. Knowing that this death room has had many elders pass away inside, residents and nurses aren't surprised by this video. But to this day, strange
Like,
things continue to happen.
at this point, you have to know a ghost real or not. It needs to be public.
Always, for some reason, involving this room.
Yeah, because they take people there to die.
I don't know what's in there. Crazy. Get the light, get the light.
You have to know if ghosts are real or not. What?
Did you just get that on camera?
Wait. Did,
No.
what?
Yes. Did you just get that on camera?
Yeah. I need to see it.
Get the light, get the light. Did you say you Yes. Did you just get that on camera?
I feel like this is
No.
being
Stop. I don't.
a
No,
thing
I'm
made
not
up.
with you anymore. I don't like this. No, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this.
I feel like they're making all of this up. The fact that you feel at work says a lot.
Right there.
Okay, you're gonna stop this right now.
What?
She thinks she talking to.
What? You done gone crazy, bitch. A professional white person. That does nothing, though.
Just like before, the room is empty, yet somehow things continue to happen inside as if someone were still living there. It's no wonder why some residents have taken it upon themselves to
Now we
fix
don't
this
need
so-called
to need
problem.
vampires.
From cleansing the room to asking the supposed presence to stop the activity, they've done all they could to end the occurrences. However, as it seems, nothing has changed.
She didn't
To this
say
day,
stop
they
it.
don't know what's going on with this room.
Stop
But
it.
like
Like if you have a family relative that works in a nearby Medicare or something that has to do with people dying in one place, maybe in a concentrated place, let us know. We need to find out if ghosts are real or not. We need to know. That's
all videos, I'll let you come up with your own conclusions. Just
Come
what
on,
exactly is
we didn't
happening
say
with
shit.
room 112?
I mean, that's the easiest way to be like unemployed. Like,
It's the easiest way
I'm
to
up
get
outta there.
unemployed.
I'm not playing. And then she walked to the door like she was about to demand it to do something.
I would rather go tell the ghost to stop it than than to be unemployed. Unemployed is way scarier than a ghost because as far as I know, as far as I'm concerned, like ever since I was born, like I have never unemployment has always been me. I've never seen a ghost. So what's more scary?
Around 3 p.m. on a quiet Saturday, Bonita Adonis was home alone.
Always
It isn't often the case that she has the whole house to herself, especially considering relatives are staying over for a few months. But even they are away from home, leaving Bonita
wow,
completely alone. However, that may not be entirely true, because based on what was captured on a security camera inside her kitchen, this happened.
Oh,
whoa. Let me listen to Dre first. What is Dre?
oh, I'm about to turn this shit off. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like,
Nah.
boy, I'm about to turn this shit off. What the fucky? What the helly? Like, what the heliante? What the LeBron James?
Oh my god. No, the biggest problem is the power in which that happened. That was way too powerful for my liking, dog. Like that was way too powerful for my liking. Oh my god. What the fuck
If it wasn't for the
is doing
passing
there?
figure that briefly appeared, Bonita
Woo!
said,
No. No, bro. No, it can't be right. It can't be. It can't be.
that she would have written this off as
No.
nothing more than an issue of the
It's not
stove,
possible. Like
but seeing how it
can't
shook
be
uncontrollably before lifting up and crashing down only seconds after the shadow makes her
can't be
think this was
possible.
anything but a typical appliance issue. Now obviously, stoves don't do this, but it's this fact alone that has convinced Bonita and her family that an unseen presence
Bonita,
had
why
done
the
this,
fuck are you
and
and your family
perhaps,
still
as they
there?
believe, it's a presence they're familiar with. As mentioned earlier, Bonita's
Yeah,
relatives are staying
Bonita.
over for a few months. They had gathered there after the recent passing of Bonita's grandmother, who passed away naturally under Bonita's care. Maybe, according to them, this might have been her spirit. But despite what they believe, I'll let you come up with your own conclusions.
Grandmother Spirit
Just
has
what
a
exactly
lot of
occurred here?
power.
Was a ghost responsible for this? Or had something else been at play here
Granny
that could
has
explain this?
power.
Let me know what you think.
I mean, unless somebody was collecting an insurance check, you know what I'm saying? Because that
Mhm.
wasn't a good encounter if that was Granny or some shit, like.
The main problem is that Granny is way too strong. I understand Granny being a ghost, but Granny is way too fucking strong. Way too fucking strong.
They probably need to do an investigation.
Mm-hmm.
My warrior of light, walk free and bear the light for others to follow.
So I think I will have to do another.
She came to test some shit up.
I think I will.
This next video was posted by a mother who writes that on August 13 of 2025, her daughter was alone downstairs when suddenly her Ring camera recorded something that has left her extremely concerned. It's been barely a month and a half
I
since
already know
Jacqueline
that
and her
it's
daughter moved
AI.
into this new house. And now, after seeing what happened to
Everything
her
in this
daughter on
video
this
has
night,
something.
she's not sure if staying here is safe. While Jacqueline is upstairs taking a shower, her daughter is by herself in the kitchen. Suddenly, this happens.
Time blowing off steam. But now at the casino, she's playing to avenge Paul's death. She lures Victor into a trap, letting him gain his confidence, win a few hands, just to see what his tendencies are. But then she goes for the throat.
Within 4 hours, Sally has cleaned Victor out, winning the entire $100,000.
Frequently in a poker game like this,
You
because the
must have
stakes are
missed.
so high and emotions are so high, these
His tendencies are. But then she goes for the throat.
Within 4 hours, Sally has cleaned Victor out, winning the entire $100,000.
That's AI.
frequently in a poker game
AI.
like this, because the stakes are so high and emotions are so high, these disputes are carried away from the poker table. You
She's a
become so angry that you would act out violently.
Instead of just leaving the game this time, Sally's scared.
With her arm clutched, Jacqueline's daughter maybe never want to hear their own child say, but unfortunately, there's evidence. Something had apparently left a mark on her forearm.
The fingerprint is something insane. Let's run that print and see. Run the print. Run the print.
Her daughter, at which point she reviewed the footage. Bag on the couch move on its own. Suddenly crying up with your own